Good evening, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Teddy, and you are listening to Night Talk. So go ahead, grab a glass of wine, and join me. Want to just do a quick sound check? I have my headphones on before I get started. I see baby Juju out there. Give you a moment or two to come in the chat. Shout out to the mob, all my other bears I call the grizzlies and the honey bears. All right. So just let me know that the sound is good. And yes, please hit the like as you enter the bear cave. Okay. Great. Sound is good. Then I'll go ahead and begin. In any court proceeding, the judge's responsibility is to apply the law impartially based on the evidence and motions before them. Each side has an opportunity to file legal arguments known as motions. Responses or oppositions, which the court then evaluates according to legal standards, deadlines, and procedural rules. When duplicate filings appear on the docket, the court may view them as clerical errors or as attempts to overwhelm or confuse the record. However, unless the court explicitly strikes a document, both entries remain part of the case record. A party can address this by filing a brief notice or motion to clarify the docket and maintain judicial efficiency. It's also important to note legal deadlines are taken seriously. When a judge sets a firm date, such as disclosure deadline, that date typically governs unless the court grants a formal extension or stay. If one party misses that deadline, they may lose certain rights or face sanctions. Ultimately, the legal process is structured to ensure fairness, but it depends on accuracy, timeliness, and clarity from all parties. It's another installment of Analyze This Mess. D for Decisions. Because somebody has to say it. All right, so I saw a comment in the chat. This is very interesting and very educational. That's what I intend to do tonight. To just talk about how perhaps a court proceeding, a judge, in general, just, to be neutral, commentary, how judges are taught to uphold the law. This is not legal advice. I am not a judge. I am not a lawyer. I am the plaintiff in this case. There's a lot of reading that I must do, and there are things that I am learning along the way, too. So, judges are trained, I looked this up, to interpret and apply the law, not based on personal opinion or outside pressure, but on the statutes, legal precedents, and evidence presented in court. Their primary duty is to remain impartial, ensuring that both sides receive a fair and lawful hearing. So I will be pausing in between, all right, coming out, reading some of your comments. This is not going to be, a long night, but I just think it's important at this point, um, to stay focused, remain focused, and remind the audience that anything can happen. Okay. I don't know day by day. Right. I do know right now there's a deadline. It's Friday, May 23rd. It's 3 days, 2 hours, 4 minutes, and 33 seconds. But anything can happen between now and then. The deadline for disclosure. All right. Just in case people want to know, well, what's. But deadlines are part of the legal process. People are given deadlines, plaintiffs and defendants. Once this passes, I then have a deadline to respond on a specific area that must be responded to. And then as motions come in, opposition comes in, and other documents to challenge, then I need to respond as well. Yeah. So it has meaning. It does. Okay. Let me just shout out a few folks that are here. I see my moderators, Baby Juju and Vicky Black, Cups of Conversations. I see you too. Viva says, good evening, all. Right now, you can email me at unwinewithteddy at gmail.com. Hang on. Okay. So let me go on. So in judicial training, there is a strong emphasis on consistency, objectivity, and restraint. Judges are expected to set aside personal beliefs and focus on legal reasoning. They follow established procedures and case law, and they are bound by ethical rules that require them to avoid even the appearance of bias. When a motion or objection is filed, the judge doesn't simply react. They consider whether the motion follows proper procedure, whether it's supported by facts and law, and how it aligns with the rights of the parties. So, both. That's why clarity, documentation, and timing matter so much in court. Judges aren't just referees, they're legal interpreters. They are tasked with upholding the integrity of the judicial system. So there's that again, what they are tasked to do. And timing, it does matter. It matters very much in court. Okay. So, objectivity, restraint, recognizing judges, especially if they are experienced, they can recognize different things even if they don't say them. Okay? Judicial objectivity and restraint are not just ideas, they're obligations. Judges are taught to look past emotional appeals, inflammatory rhetoric, or strategic distractions. I'm learning as I go through this process. There's a lot. There's a lot involved when someone like myself brings a complaint in front of a court. So the judges or judge, magistrate, their job is not to pick a side emotionally, but to anchor decisions in the law, no matter how intense the surrounding drama may be. We've seen a lot of cases, right? Right now there's, big cases going on. But no matter how, the outside surrounding, the judges still have to remain objective and restrained. However, experienced judges are also trained to recognize patterns. When filing contains contradictions, duplications, or appear timed to obstruct rather than clarify, judges may take notice. While the court won't accuse a party without basis, it will often respond, I'm learning, by narrowing the focus to facts and procedure. To facts and procedure. I'm going to pause there for a second. Experienced judges recognize patterns. Judges take notice. It's a lot to consider. I don't know what's going to happen. I have to stress that day by day. Okay? Judges are to be impartial. That's, However, as I mentioned, experienced judges, they can recognize things. While the court won't accuse a party without basis, they got to focus on the facts. They need to focus on procedure. Okay, just pause. I'll look at my chat just a quick moment. It is. Baby Juju says, facts and procedure. Facts and procedure. Cups of Conversation says, shout out to the upstanding judges. Yes. Even in the face of, it must be a really tough job. I was thinking about it must be, the gravity of it. Judges, hangs in the balance. They have to weigh, the evidence. They have to weigh, the argument, everything that comes in, and balance it with the law. They do. So it is serious. In this country, it's a country with laws that govern, all of us. Okay. This is a civil matter. This is a civil matter. Okay. Let me go on. I was just looking at something else. You've heard this word. We've heard it a lot. It's called gaslighting. Gaslighting tactics. I've talked about gaslighting a couple of times at least. All right. Where in this case, where it might apply, in a legal situation, in a case, is where a party denies clear evidence, blames others for their own actions, or attempts to rewrite the record. Mhm. Just denies clear evidence. They may not be called out directly in an order, but they can erode a party's credibility over time. This is what I've learned. Judges don't need to state everything they observe. Sometimes restraint means quietly, but firmly disregarding tactics that waste time or try to mislead the court. Ultimately, the best path in court is to be transparent, or is transparency, I should say. Consistency and respect for the process. Manipulation may get attention, but in the long run, the record speaks louder than performance. Hmm. Should I take a music break for 1 second? I think I will. It is such a real thing. Baby Juju says, could you imagine if we had no laws? Yeah, a nation without laws? Yeah. Could you imagine? Vicky Black says 8 watching and 22, no, 8 likes and 22 watching. Can you please hit the like? Thanks, you are appreciated. Let me take a look and see if there are any emails. Okay, I looked quickly. All right. I appreciate all of you who stop by and support this channel. send, messages, encourage, and, just are interested, genuinely interested in, what's going on. It's serious. It is. Okay. So let's just finish this little portion up about judges and law. This portion of it, anyway. Everyone knows I put these taglines up, D for something. Well, it's D for deadline. In court, deadlines aren't just suggestions. They are legal thresholds, points of no return. When the court sets a date, like May 23rd, it isn't about pressure. It's about due process. The law gives everyone time to speak, time to respond, time to show up. But once that clock runs out, the court moves forward with or without you. D for decisions. Judges don't make decisions on emotion. They decide on the record, on facts, on filings. If one party complies and another hides, dodges, or duplicates filings to confuse the system, that will be noticed, even if it's not said aloud in the courtroom. The paperwork tells a story. And here's the thing. Decisions come down not just because someone missed a date, but because the truth crystallizes over time. Judges aren't fooled by performance. They're trained to look beneath it. So, to anyone watching, the clock ticked down to May 23rd. Understand, that's not just a date. That's a fork in the road. A deadline that becomes a decision. And decisions, once made, change everything. Well, I haven't said goodnight yet, but I did see that decision that came down, or the signing of the Take It Down Act by President Trump today. That's a very important piece of law signed, that he signed today. You say, sorry, it's on the screen. What? Oh, I'm not gone yet. Just a few more minutes. Yeah. Take it down. You know what? I can just tell you about it real quick. I did pull the article. Just the, bylines and headlines of it. Go back to it. Don't want to play the video. Signed into law, I should say. Let me read from Political since I put that up. So, President Donald Trump signed a law today, Monday, criminalizing the spread of non consensual intimate imagery, including AI generated deep fakes and revenge porn. Mhm. The bill passed the House 409 to 2 in April after unanimously clearing the Senate in February. Under the law, anyone who distributes intimate images of someone without their consent faces federal criminal penalties. The law mandates that social media companies promptly remove such content when alerted and empowers the Federal Trade Commission to enforce it. The law comes amid mounting concerns over the weaponization of AI to create realistic but fake actual content, often targeting women and public figures. The bill originated under the co-sponsorship of Senator Ted Cruz. He's the Republican from Texas who was at the signing ceremony, and Amy Klobuchar. She's a Democrat from Minnesota. Lawmakers from both parties have described it as a long overdue protection against online abuse. The Take It Down Act is an historic win for victims of revenge porn and deep fake image abuse. Cruz said in a statement on Monday, predators who weaponize new technology to post this exploitive filth will now be rightfully facing criminal consequences, and big tech will no longer be allowed to turn a blind eye to the spread of this vile material. I say thank you, Mr. President. I say thank you to Senator Ted Cruz and to Senator Amy Klobuchar. It's about time. And he called it correctly. It's filth, it's vile, and it's exploitive. And now it's been signed into, it's been signed. The president signed it. And it criminalizes. So that's not civil, it's criminal. Mm-hmm. So it seems like someone said something about something about something. We'll leave that for another time. But if you're interested, you might want to go and take a look. Maybe at some of the recent filings. In this case, we're up to 53 now. I need to get my rest. I have a lot of reading, a lot of things to take care of. Not just this. I was up very early this morning. I was up just after 4 o'clock. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Trying to balance, everything out. And other commitments that I have. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, Pamela says, Teddy knows a little about this. Well, I actually do. Unfortunately, I never thought that my image would be used in such a vile way. I never thought my image would be, a part of that and put out on various platforms. And now, right here in the middle, it's actually been signed. Mm-hmm. What that may mean, I don't know yet. For many men and women who have been exploited in that way. Mm-hmm. That's something like I talked about in the term gaslighting. When the evidence is clearly there and it's still, well, I'll leave it at that for now. I'm going to stick to the facts. I'm going to stick to the facts because I'm not going to telegraph everything. All right. Anything else? Yeah. Thank you. Teddy, you are doing an amazing job. This is no easy task at all. I take my hat off to you. Thank you. It is not easy. It is not easy. But it's necessary. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, with the, AI. technology, it happens. It happens a lot. Celebrities, young people, men and women, but mostly women. But it does happen to men. So, all the same. Mhm. Anything else before I say goodnight? It's 10:28. Yeah, I think that's it. Vicky Black says, great commentary. Good night, Teddy. Thank you. All right, I've been on for just about 45 minutes, and that's perfect for me tonight. So, biggest bear hugs go out to all the grizzlies and the honey bears. Please hit the like on your way out. Email me at unwinewithteddy@gmail.com. But that's it. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Teddy. Good night.